logic mini case, I could probably strike it down. It's literally the most hypocritical you can ever get.
I did some research because I looked on his comment section and they don't have profile pictures, while most of the people don't have profile pictures. But hey, there's a screenshot right there of my friend. Like, that's some backstabbing shit.
I guess sure, if you have facts then you can criticize people, because that's the whole point of really making these commentary videos. It's to show that someone's in the wrong, but at the same time not digging yourself a hole, which you clearly did.
You know, there's people that are just so retarded and so out of touch that it genuinely makes you question whether or not you are the same species as that person. Well, that's kind of my opinion on the likes of Aawn. And yeah, I guess Mythical at the same time, but I think at this point I'm kind of over the whole Mythical drama, just because I couldn't be bothered really responding, just because it was just a constant back and forth that I couldn't be arsed with. And the same will happen with this drama, inevitably, but at the same time, I may or may not take a different approach. We'll just have to see. But this person is genuinely worse than Mythical in my opinion. And yes, there will be a segment of Mythical in this video, but I think on the grand scheme of things, he's dodged a bullet. So without further ado, let's just get on with the video. Now, the first point I want to talk about is the third-party strike accusation. I say it's accusation, it did happen, but I'm going to sort of explain my side of the story and sort of defend myself. So Awn's point is that I third-party striked him, which technically is illegal. Now, I researched, and literally the first search result that comes up is, if you are third-party and you have rights to manage the content, it's perfectly legal to false strike someone. And on top of that, you literally witch hunted our version of the same video and sent it to a Discord server full of fucking furries or whatever, and that video accumulated over 30 dislikes. So regardless, there's a different point to be made on that video whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong, I am fully aware that this does mean I contradict my previous comments of me not wanting to make a video and me not caring enough to make a video. And yes, that does make me a hypocrite as well, but the thing is, switching opinions and decisions, etc., is something that Aawn is quite used to. Now, when you take the beef between myself and Zev, it kind of just shows, Zev and Aawn were good mates. At least, from what Zev saw. Aawn was blatantly just sucking him off just so he would make the video, and conveniently after the video they hardly spoke. And I actually said this to Zev in a voice call as we were sorting out the beef, and conveniently enough, about a month later, Aawn was then trying to label Zev as a fucking paedophile, which by the way is also against the law, seeing it was a wrong accusation. So if you want to mention anyone breaking the law, then practice what you fucking preach, because you're very guilty of the same thing, and at least I had the you proof to sort of defend my case in the first place. Do you guys want to know Awn's reasoning to try and label Zev as a paedophile? It's because he breaks the UK law regarding being a sex offender, etc. Which, by the way, is true. If Zev was living in the UK, he would have been charged for being a sex offender. There's no doubt about that, but you knew and were very aware that he does not live by the UK government. So that point is completely irrelevant towards Zev. Why would he follow a government he doesn't follow? And for the record, let me give you a bit of context. Zev's friend sent him the image and he sent it to a group chat. He didn't brag and say, oh my god, look what I've got on my phone. And obviously Aawn spun that to try and label it as if Zev had actual intent sending that photo. Now, another thing I want to touch up on is the fact that Aawn said I wasn't involved with this drama. I think he's aware now, but I just want to point out the more stupid side of Aawn. And the thing is, yeah, like I said, he said I wasn't involved in the drama between Zavo and Mythical, but He just realised that this drama started because Mythical decided to make a random video on me out of nowhere, to which I responded, and Xavier decided to respond to because he wanted to give his opinion on, and he was like, you know what I mean, he was defending my case just because he agreed with my points, but apparently that gets you labelled as an arse licker now, which is just childish. Like, it literally is. I mean, if we want to talk about anyone arse licking anyone, then what the fuck is Rick? Does nothing but just lick your arse all day, and I don't care what you say to deny it. It's fucking true, and you guys know it. And yeah, I'm just going to show some examples in Xavier's video where my name was mentioned, so Aawn can sort of gather how much I was in fact involved. And I'm not bragging about being involved. Frankly, if Mythical just kept his mouth shut in the first place, that would have been ideal. But he didn't, and that is why we're all in this situation. But yeah, let me say, I'm just going to play some clips so Aawn can sort of gather some information and maybe get a bit of a reality check.
So let's just show you another bit of no context that he has. This is the completely no context. This is not the poor bit. This is where he doesn't explain a good enough reason as to why he made the video on MVP Elliot. Now, exactly how Elliot worded it in his video. This video from iDubbbz is a video made for people, which of course Elliot isn't one of these people. Elliot isn't one of those people.
I guess maybe this is an apology video. I'm sorry that I was not involved with this drama. What the fuck am I hearing? I was as much involved as Xavier and Mythical was. I don't understand how you have the brain, it's like the brain capability to come up with a conclusion that I was not involved. Now obviously in his response he's going to be like, well, I've already said that you're involved and I've already accepted that, blah blah blah, and that's fine. But one, I would love to hear you say it publicly, and two, I just wanted to point out your stupidity. And I just want to add on to that, this kid said I'd get myself involved with people's drama, yet adds me to a fucking group chat to which they were ranting about Zev, as I mentioned before, calling him a paedophile. And I'll show you the DMs that Aawn sent me. I'll leave them on the screen for a good 10 seconds because he sent me 23 fucking DMs when I asked why I was added to the group. And the ironic thing is, I had nothing to do with that situation, and yet he dragged me into it. How can this kid criticise anyone for getting themselves involved with drama when he's the one literally getting people involved with drama half the fucking time? And I have no doubt that they have a group chat with random people that have nothing to do with this situation as well, just ranting, because I had one of his friends randomly comment on my second channel yesterday, so that kind of just implies that they're obviously talking about me to other people. Otherwise, let's be honest, it's not like they would know who I am, because from Awn's trailer he doesn't really specify who I am unless it's the comment section, and even then he only referred to me as Elliot, which isn't my YouTube name, so it's kind of ironic. And it was my second channel as well, which is a lot harder to find than my main channel, but the point still stands. You can't call people out for getting themselves involved when you get people involved. It's just, you're literally making yourself look like a fucking hypocrite. And yes, I know hypocrite is such an overused term at this point. It's literally like just calling someone annoying at this point. But the thing is, if you're being proven to be a hypocrite, I'm going to use it in the video because it's a solid point. I'm not expecting to get brownie points off of it, like I said, but it's just one of those things. Don't do it in the future, otherwise you will get called out for being a fucking hypocrite. Now, I know I said Mythical sort of dodged a bullet with this video, and to be fair, he has, because I'd say 80% of this video is on Aawn, but there is something that I want to speak about. Now, following the fallout between myself, Mythical and Kears, he turned around and basically said that he never really saw us as friends, and that we were only neutral. And basically what he means by that is he felt like he had no loyalties to us because he only saw us as just being neutral rather than friends. And obviously me and Keir saw him as a friend because we had both worked with him and we'd both, helped each other, etc. So we were a bit baffled. Now, it came to my attention where I thought, okay, Mythical just hasn't got any loyalties. But the thing is, I was doing a bit of research, and on his video on Wilson B. Balling, there's a section of the video where he actually refers to Kears as his friend.
Just it, okay? That's not just it. There's a little screenshot I got that his own friend called him out on doing sub. But hey, there's a screenshot right there of my friend talking to Mini KSI, and Mini KSI called him out on it.
it's clear Mythical just changes his story when it's convenient for his argument, which obviously enables him to try and win the argument as a result of it. And this is something that we've discovered as well on my main channel when I responded to his video titled MVP Elliot is the worst YouTuber ever.
The way he did it is just another excuse to use my name in his title.
We're either both using each other's names for clout and views and their own self-gain, or none of us are. I'm sorry, but you cannot make a video titled MVP Elliot is the worst YouTuber ever and say you're not using my name for views and then have the cheek to say I'm using your name for views. I mean, the difference is you're actually using my name in your title and I'm not in this reaction video. So, do you know what I mean? But the thing is, like I said, you can't just change that statement when it's convenient for you. Now, something that I find very ironic is when Frizzly, which is Aawn on an alt account for the record, he was arguing with Zavo when Zavo was basically saying that it was clear Mythical had ults, and it is clear that Mythical had ults, and Awn's reply was, at Zavo Rants, you say evidence is needed when necessary, so this is not necessary, question mark. It's an accusation for subbotting, get your mind out your ass. How ironic is that? This is actually kind of cute. Now, if you look a bit down the memory lane, if you will, if you check your history, if you check your facts, you'll know that Aawn made a video on Mythical to which he actually said this.
Also, it says alt accounts, and we all know that you have alt accounts. It is pretty obvious that most of the accounts were made when you were in drama, so you wanted to get a boost. Yeah, coincidence, guys. They make an account and then the next thing you know, they're literally commenting on Mythical's videos, and you clearly do have accounts.
Now, I would hate to be that guy, but isn't that an accusation for subbotting or Mythical having alt accounts? Maybe you should get your own head out your own arse. And I think that there is enough to conclude this video. Now, this was recorded and edited and most likely published before Aawn released his video, which I believe is on me and Zavo. And I'm sure he's going to have his own set of things to say. And if I feel the need to respond, I will. And I think Zavo feels the exact same. And yeah, we'll go from there. But I think, like I said, today is enough to conclude this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. And I hope Aawn has enjoyed more than others. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.